including things that this is the most unique event they've ever had at the stadium. Right? So that's a good question.
For him.
Steven Saunders, group director.
All done? Ready?
Venues. Okay, guys, we're going to start. Good afternoon and welcome to your Race of Champions Sydney pre-event press conference. I'd like to welcome all the teams, all the drivers, and of course all the media we have here in the press conference room. And if you are watching around the world, welcome along. The first time that Race of Champions has been in Sydney. Bless you. Good things are coming your way, Travis. First time that we've been in Sydney, first time that Race of Champions has been in the Southern Hemisphere. So it's a really exciting event. Great to see you all here. I'm going to start with Team All-Stars. We've got Team All-Stars, Team USA and Team Finland here. Because, Johan, it's been all changed for you just in the last 24 hours. You've got a new teammate. Have you had a chance to sit down and chat about how you're approaching this weekend?
Yeah, we had a drink last night, so I think that was a good chat. And then, yeah, I mean, first of all, I hope Matthias is getting well soon. And yeah, looking forward to team up with Chaz for the weekend. So, yeah, very much looking forward.
Chaz, great.
Can we just make Chaz, if you come over and sit here next to your teammate.
Good idea.
Kurt, go next to Travis, and then we got the teams together.
Yes, sir, Dad. Yes, sir.
We
don't hate
friends.
each other, but
yeah. It started with a schooner last night, I guess, Chaz, and now you're going into the weekend partnering Johan Kristoffersson. Welcome to Race of Champions, because you were a little bit jealous and envious of the original lineup, weren't you? And now you're part of it.
Yeah, first of all, absolutely honoured to be here this weekend and competing first Race of Champions for myself. Yeah, I feel like a lot of pressure on my shoulders because obviously Matthias not being able to make it and ending up in Team All-Stars with this guru here is, yeah, a lot of pressure. So I hope I don't let him down. I've got a lot to learn. He's been fantastic over the last 24 hours, giving me as many tips as he can. But now I've got to go out there on the track and try and do it. So like you said, it was a little bit, I was definitely at home feeling a little bit left out, watching a couple other superstars get the call up. Yeah, it's going to be unbelievable. I know a couple of cars in there, but definitely haven't driven about 4 out of the 6. So it's going to be a lot of fun in this cool stadium. And yeah, just absolutely honoured to be here.
Any of the cars that you've got your eye on? Have you been out to have a little look?
Actually, probably I'm pretty keen to drive the Polaris, probably most, to be honest. I feel like I'm a bit of a concrete cowboy at home. I live on the Gold Coast, unfortunately, where the cyclone is at the moment, and I've always wanted to live out on some acreage. So I know the probably person we're looking at the most, probably Toby Price, probably suits the Polaris most. But if I'm lucky enough to come up against him, I just want to destroy him in that. So that's the thing I'm looking for focus to the most.
A lot of nods and smiles there. Valtteri, Chaz might be at home proper here in Australia, but of course you've been welcomed by Australia as a sort of honorary citizen. You're back in your other home.
Yeah, it's great to be back in my second home. I'm still waiting for the Australian passport, so anyone watching, someone important who can make it happen, I'm ready. But yeah, great to be here.
And sitting next to Travis there, you guys comparing moustaches already. You guys have got some pretty cheeky top lip banter going on there.
I think he's got the upper hand on this one. Like it's a very strong look, so a little bit jealous.
Learn from the best.
Absolutely. Partnering with Heikki Kovalainen. Heikki, great to see you here at the Race of Champions again. Of course, it's been a pretty intense year for you. Almost a year ago, you had open heart surgery, for people who perhaps don't know. Amazing to have you back here competing. How are you feeling?
yeah, thank you very much for asking. I'm feeling good now. It's been a pretty weird year and a half actually. Since I got the diagnosis, I had no symptoms. I was feeling fine, and one of my doctor friends just recommended to do some health checkups because I haven't actually had like proper checkups done for a long time. And then we found out that the ascending aortic was dilated quite badly, and I had to go for an open heart surgery. But yeah, the recovery has been amazing. I'm so grateful that everything has gone according to plan, and I've been able to return back to racing and back to rallying. And yeah, it's 20 years since my victory here in the Race of Champions, so it's also nice to come back to this event and join these group of guys again.
Of course, that was with Marcus Gronholm, and now you've got Valtteri Bottas alongside you. I know you guys from the Northern Hemisphere, right at the top, of course, are more used to snow and ice, but how are you going to go on tarmac and asphalt here?
Yeah, well, if Markus was a sort of snow specialist, Valtteri is definitely a tarmac specialist, so I've got the right guy now this time.
So watch out for Team Finland. Who do you think your biggest rivals are going to be then? Do you look to your left, do you look to your right, or are we looking elsewhere?
I mean, all the teams actually are going to be a big rival, so we can't take anything for granted. But for sure, I think we are both excited to start the event and give it a go, give it 100% and see what we get.
Definitely. We've spoken about the moustaches. Travis, I watched the clip of you in Budgie Smugglers too many times for it to be okay.
Why?
Well, I was doing my research and I thought this is only right and proper, but you've got into the Aussie way already. I like it.
Yeah, well, they had convinced us, Petter and I, that was the attire. However, everyone on the beach was looking at us, so I think we were lied to a little bit. But yeah, I just want to say that I'm so happy that Kovalainen is back. We went to the round of the final round in Nations Cup, with USA back in 2006, and Heikki beat me best 2 out of 3 to take the championship. So I knew he was going with Bottas. Said, you know what, we're coming in strong, and we're ready to take USA hopefully back to the same spot. Well, no, back to the final again.
Back to the final. And of course, alongside you, you've got Kurt Busch, and I know you were keen, Travis, to get Kurt back racing. Great to have you back. Kurt, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling great, and yes, thank you, Travis. And the motivation to come and see everyone again and to race. Frederick, thank you again. So many great people, the fraternity of drivers, world class, and just to get back out there and feel the adrenaline of a car and the tire sliding, grabbing some gears. There's no better place, and so I'm right there with Travis. I've got a second place in the Nations Cup in Miami with my little brother, so I've got to get one spot better.
And what do you all then make of the stadium here? Because they've done an incredible job to transform it. I know you haven't been out yet, but have you had a little look? Surely you have.
I can't believe we're going all these right-hand turns. I'm lost as a NASCAR guy, so it's going to be difficult out there.
It's going to be exciting, isn't it, Kurt?
For sure. No, to have the overpass, this is the first proper stadium with the soccer field, football field. The time before, it was a baseball stadium for me. The time before that was outdoor in Barbados. So I'm really excited for all the times that I've seen it on TV to be in that setting of an oval look. This is what it's all about for me.
Yeah, super impressive. We've had some questions in from fans as well. Adam wants to ask any of you, so maybe Johan, we haven't heard from you since the beginning, been asked if you were to switch places with any other competitor full-time, who would it be and why? Which other discipline of motorsport would you fancy having a go at?
Maybe Kurt. I mean, that looks fun.
Yeah, exactly. Pass your hat along.
And a lot of cash.
Yeah, exactly.
Tell it how it is.
I mean, F1 looks cool. I think I wouldn't fit in an F1 car though. So I think either NASCAR or rally, I would say.
Lovely. People have got their eye on you, Johan. It's a bit of a favourite. How are you rating your chances this weekend when it comes to the settling of the Champion of Champions debate?
I mean, I think it's the 5th time here, so great to be back at Race of Champions. Haven't made it to the final yet in the individual. Won together with Tom in Mexico, the Nations Cup. But yeah, I think anyone is a favorite here. There is such a big group of great guys. So yeah, it's going to be very, very tricky to, you have to have all the margins on your side, and you need to be a little bit lucky here and there to go through. So many talented drivers. So I'll just try to do my best. And first of all, I'll just try and have fun. And yeah, from there on, we'll see.
That's it, isn't it? It's a lot of fun. It's a lot of banter off the track. But when it's time to race, the visor goes down, Chaz, and it's all about who wants to win. It's not just
of course. I mean, everyone is competitive, but off track, it's a great bunch of guys. So just trying to enjoy the time.
And funnily enough, supercars are quite well represented in the field, Chaz. You've got another couple of your fellow competitors, shall we say, in supercars. So it's even more learning going on for you and the guys.
Yeah, we're a little bit bogan with our helmet set up, so actually we all got cut visors, so I don't know how we're going to put the visor down to get focus, but a little bit worried about the KTM being a bit of an open-wheeler type car, so hopefully there's not too many mosquitoes flying around. And Valtteri will know all about mosquitoes in Australia. they're pretty bad for the eyes. So yeah, we'll just see how we go. I'm pretty keen to have fun out there. Yeah. First things, have fun, and then just see where we stand at the end. But yeah, the track looks really tricky. I think it's going to be for us Aussies will be pretty cool to have a lot of Aussie fans in the stadium on Friday and Saturday night. So hoping if people haven't got tickets yet, they can get online and still get some last minute ones and come out and support their Supercars champions here. I've never won a Supercars championship, but we've got Will Brown and Brody here representing us hard. So hopefully I can get one up on them this weekend as well.
Good on you giving the event the big sell there. Thanks very much. Valtteri, we spoke about the snow and the ice. Now we're on asphalt. Have you been practicing a little bit over the winter break of F1? Of course, now back with Mercedes, ready to support them in their campaign. But have you been out practicing ahead of this event?
No, I haven't. I had a good off season, let's say. I thought I needed a good reset after 12 years of intense racing in Formula 1, and now having a different kind of year ahead of me. So this is actually first time I'm going to be in a race car this year. But I mean, it's not that long ago that we were racing in Abu Dhabi in December. So yeah, hopefully we'll get hang of it pretty soon. But yeah, this is my second time at Race of Champions. Again, very different terrain than last time. And like I said earlier, it's just really nice to be here, and I'm going to try and enjoy it as much as I can.
Have you had some of the Aussies commenting on the old the mullet back in force?
Yeah, get some good like thumbs up, and yeah, I like it.
Well, Takara has asked us on social media, do you think, convince Andrea Kimi Antonelli, of course, the new driver at Mercedes, to grow a mullet this year? Big questions.
I doubt. He's still young, keen, focused. Maybe with experience, we'll see.
Lovely, I like it a lot. Well, it's not long now until you actually head out on track. Heikki, I can see you're ready to go for it. Which car are you going to be making a beeline for?
I mean, all of them look quite cool, quite tricky. The circuit looks tricky, but the rallycross cars, I think those are the ones that are going to suit my current form, my current driving. So. And I did some very good times actually in the Rally Japan and WRC event on the stadium course. I beat Sami Pajari, who was a world champion. I've actually done that stage 4 times over the last 2 years, and no one has beaten me. So I'm taking that record to the stadium now and just trying to stick to that.
Just tell everyone about your
credentials.
Yeah,
modestly saying.
Just so you all know where you stand, I am great on this kind of circuit. Travis, you're laughing along. You feel like you've got the need for speed this weekend? You're ready for it?
Without a doubt, such an honor to come on over here and represent the United States. This is my 10th year. Always had so much fun. I was very fortunate. Frederick, they used to have motorcycle class where the motorcycle guys would come over, and I ended up my first race. I was going up against Gronholm and rolled the car over right back to the wheels. I pulled it up and I went to get in the next car. They're like, "No, you're not." I'm like, "No, it's fine." I made it to the finish, but it's just so awesome for me, to get to go against an F1 driver and get to go against V8 supercar drivers. I'm just so excited to be over here. Unfortunately, we did notice that there's right-hand drive cars. I know it's the right side of the car, but it's the wrong side of the road that y'all drive on. So that's going to be most challenging, and hopefully get a little time in that Subaru today to get through that chicane without hitting anything too bad.
It's the beauty of the event, isn't it? All of you from different disciplines coming together to have a great time on track and off track. I'd like to open up to the floor. We've got some, fewer media here today, just because a lot of them are heading up to cover Cyclone Alfred. So if anyone would like to come and ask a question, please do come up to the microphone and just say your name and your publication.
Andrew McKinlay from Channel 7. Chaz, as a Gold Coast kid, how does it feel to be on the same circuit as these guys, and in particular guys like Val and Seb Vettel?
Yeah, the word that comes to mind is just absolutely honoured. So, yeah, it's quite crazy that the late call-up, same to Frederick, so honoured, and thank you so much for having me here. And I think as a young Aussie kid, you dream of representing Australia, but also the opportunity to race against some of the best in the world as a race car driver. So, yeah, even though it's so different than what we would be used to as a supercar driver on such a small stadium circuit with so many different cars and disciplines, it's really going to test the adaptability of us supercar drivers this weekend. But looking forward to the challenge, to say that, being on a circuit with a Formula 1 legend, guys like Travis was saying, rally disciplines and how crazy those guys are, it really probably suits their driving styles here, but hopefully we can throw it in the mix and have a little upset here and there.
And not afraid of a shunt, and neither's Seb. If push comes to shove, how's it going to go?
I don't think the race champions probably want to hear us scared of the shunt. But look, I think for us race car drivers, we always feel like we're a little bit bulletproof once we lock into a car and we've got a nice cage around us and doors. So, yeah, watch out the plastic bollards. They'll be in a little bit of trouble, and hopefully stay away from the concrete ones.
Last one, I promise, but have you done stadium racing before?
No. It's only really time I've been here is like I'm a bit of an NRL tragic, so I come here and watch some of the best matches in Australia. So it's kind of weird. I was just getting ready in the change room, and I'm like feel like a little bit of a schoolgirl in there getting ready at probably some famous football player's locker there at some stage, and seeing the ice bath and cool bath in there. It's pretty surreal for me to even be here and standing in a place like this. So to be here, I'm absolutely honoured, and looking forward to not only be racing this weekend, but watching some of the best race car drivers in the world do their thing out there. So it's going to be pretty cool.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, gentlemen. Good luck this weekend, both in the ROC Nations Cup and, of course, in the determining of the champion of champions. Thank you very much. Our three teams, Team USA, Team Finland and Team All-Stars.
Thank you.
Have Team Australia Supercars and Team NZ New Zealand. Welcome along, guys. You were sitting there listening to what the other drivers had to say. I like your style, just getting in, hearing how they're feeling, judging the competition. You're nodding your head, Will. How are you feeling coming into this really cool competition, Race of Champions?
Yeah, feeling good. It's obviously extremely different to what we're used to. So it was great to get here yesterday, have a look at the track. It looks amazing there in the stadium. It looks nearly like a little go-kart track, but it's cool that we're racing cars inside a core stadium here at Sydney. So, for me, it is an honour to be invited. I remember last year they said whoever wins the Supercar Championship is going to get an invite. So I thought I got to beat that Chaz Mostert, and then he bloody gets a call up. So I don't know about this, but no, it was I was super excited at the time. I remember back to when I was racing go-karts. Actually, I was at Mick Doohan's house with Jack Doohan, and Mick and Jamie were getting ready and doing practice laps around the house in a Polaris, and I didn't know what it was for. And then they said, we're getting ready for Race of Champions. So that was the first year I watched it. After that, when I was a kid, and I've followed it since then.
You just dropped a couple of names on the floor there, Will. Don't know about that.
Oh, yeah.
Of course, you were meant to be racing with your boss, Jamie Whincup, but of course he's been held up, obviously, because of the cyclone and hasn't been able to make the event. So now you're partnering with Brodie Kostecki. Guys, you have some past history as teammates. This is going to be helpful, no? You were partners back in 2023. Another good year for you, Brodie.
Yeah, I'm just absolutely privileged to be here, and obviously there's a fair bit of uncertainty back home, so I hope everyone stays safe back in Queensland. But yeah, thank you to Frederick for getting the call up. It's truly an honour. I remember playing the mobile game when I was a kid, so yeah, honestly, it's just truly an honour to be here, and really excited to be representing Team Australia, and to be teaming up with Will as well is also great. We've had a great history together, so yeah, looking forward to putting our best foot forward and hopefully doing well for our country.
I love how you said you were going to watch it all on TV, and now you're part of the lineup. Little change of plan for the weekend, I guess.
Yeah, it was a big change. So yeah, got the call up a few days ago, and yeah, obviously I had to say yes. I was smiling from ear to ear when Frederick called me, so was really surprised to get a FaceTime from him and get the ask to come and drive. But yeah, like I said, truly honoured and privileged to be here.
And we're going to turn to Team New Zealand now, because you guys have been teammates before as well. Louis, you were co-driver for Hayden back in the day. Am I right? When you were 12 years old. Welcome to Race of Champions.
Yeah, that is true. I mean, when you say co-drive, I didn't really do much. I kind of just sat there and just hold on. But no, super honoured to be here. Obviously, big thank you to Frederick for being here. I'm definitely by far the youngest and by far the least experienced, so there's a lot to take in, but it's so cool to be at an event like this, and I'm really just trying to soak it all in and enjoy it as much as possible.
Hayden, is he being humble? Was he just holding on? Was he calling you the pace notes correctly?
I think for that particular event we had 1,000 horsepower and it took about 57 seconds to do it. So you can pretty much hold your breath and close your eyes in that time. But no, it's amazing to see where Louis come in such a short period of time. Obviously, firstly, a big thanks to Frederick for getting the New Zealand team involved. I've been, since seeing Colin McRae and Alistair McRae in the finals, I think in 97 or 98 at the Race of Champions, it's an event I've always watched and always wanted to be part of. So now to finally have a Kiwi team in there, and obviously for Louis, there's no doubt he's on his way to Formula One. He's got an exciting few years ahead of him, and this is just a great opportunity for him as well.
Now, I was wondering, do we need to move the chairs slightly further apart for the rivalry between Team New Zealand and Team Australia? Is this the big grudge match then, you guys taking on each other, or are you looking at other teams as well as big threats?
I think I'm more scared of Heikki Kovalainen after he stated he had the stadium record and all that sort of stuff. He was really confident coming in here. So, yeah, I think there's so much tough competition out there. And yeah, I think it's great that New Zealand's here as well. So I don't know what's going to happen or who's going to win. It's going to be really, really tight. And yeah, we're looking forward to the competition.
And we were hearing earlier from Chaz about needing to be able to adapt. Is it a tricky one then for you guys in the supercars, not being able to switch between different disciplines? You're going to have to really work hard at that.
Yeah, I think I actually haven't seen the track yet, so I'm going to go out and have a look.
Just out there.
Yeah, so yeah, I flew in pretty late yesterday with a late call up, but yeah, I think Will's had a few laps yesterday for some media stuff, so yeah, I'll have to pick his brain, and hopefully he doesn't push me into a car first, and I can watch him go around first.
And of course, you guys are teammates now, but it's going to be all for them, everyone for themselves come Saturday. So how do you balance that, the teamwork with then the intense rivalry that will develop further into the weekend?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I guess it doesn't really change. Both days you're going to be going as fast as you can, whether it's for your team or yourself, and trying to do the best job you can. So, yeah, if we win one night, hopefully it's Saturday night, but Friday'd be good to win together. But yeah, I don't think it changed. Same mindset going into both days.
And Louis, you mentioned being the youngest in the field. It is amazing, isn't it? Being able to rub shoulders with the great and the good of motorsport and learn a little bit. So how is this actually going to help you almost on your career into potentially the upper echelons of the sport?
Yeah, like you said, it's really amazing. Sat in this room with many of my motorsport heroes, people that I never would expect to be, I guess, in a room with, let alone racing against, let alone this early in my career. So no, it's amazing, and I think to learn off these boys going forward for my future is going to be amazing.
And a few different competition cars for you to get your hands around, Hayden. Which one are you looking forward to? You've been out to have a little look at the garage, so to speak, the paddock?
I think naturally we always want the fastest car. So I see there's a 500 horsepower rallycross car there. So I think that's one that we're all looking forward to. But I think they're all going to be good fun. They've all got different merits, and it's all going to come down to who can adapt the quickest, because in normal circumstances we'd be setting up the cars and making work for our own driving preference. None of us get that this weekend. So we've got to get in there and drive what we've got.
And we've had some questions in from the fans as well, as you might imagine. Lots of people keen to ask you questions. This one actually goes to anyone who's perhaps brave enough to answer it. If you had to pick a different teammate for the Race of Champions Sydney, which other competitor would it be and why? And that's Romanjo.
Oh, I don't know.
You already didn't get your second choice.
I'd probably go Travis Pastrana. I don't know. I reckon it'd be cool to team up with him. He seems like a really good fella. I remember as a kid playing the MX game and used to choose his compound and go around his tracks and all that. So to meet him was a bit of a fangirl moment. But yeah, I just think he seems like a good fella. Be a lot of fun to compete with. Obviously, yeah, I'm not sure. It's hard to know who's going to be the fastest. The track's so different. Obviously, it's tar. It's really short. You can hit walls and lose time and all that sort of stuff. So yeah, I'd probably just choose him, I guess.
Louis, are you brave enough?
Good question. I think any of the drivers here are obviously here because they've done something great with their career. So I think it would be an honour to go up against any of these guys. But I think for me, probably one of the Formula One drivers, because obviously they're kind of at the pinnacle of motorsport where I want to be. So I think to be teammates with one of them would be pretty special.
Absolutely. So many to choose from. Oh, tell us what you're saying. What were you saying?
No, I was just making a joke too. I said Hayden's not good enough, hey?
Yeah, it's a mean question. I'm blaming Anyo, but thank you very much for your question nonetheless. So next steps, going to go and get in the zone, get ready to tackle this incredible track. Bit of lunch? Or do you guys not eat ahead of a big competition?
Plan on eating. Yeah, plan on getting some lunch.
Lovely.
I'm too nervous, so
would anybody like to ask a question on the floor here in the press conference room? Yeah.
Brody, Andrew McKinlay from Channel 7. Chaz talked about his late call-up. How late was yours, and have you been able to sit your backside in a car yet?
No, I haven't. No, like I said earlier, I got called up pretty late, and when Frederick was calling me, I was putting some sandbags over some drains and preparing for the cyclone. So, it's going to be pretty tough watching it back home and seeing some people struggle. But like I said, just privileged to be here, and I'll get my first look at the cars when I leave this press conference and go sit in a few and hopefully watch a few laps as well and learn where the track goes.
And it's one thing to go head to toe against these blokes throughout a supercar season, but to share the same circuit with a bloke like Val or Seb Vettel, how does that feel?
Oh, it's truly an honour. Honestly, I've been taking notes of which hotel rooms they're in so I can play knock and run tonight to try and get the upper hand. So Team Australia, we like to do anything we can to win. So, but it's honestly truly an honour. I remember watching a lot of these events growing up, and like I said, playing the mobile game. So it's truly an honour to be here, and can't wait to get stuck into it.
Thank you.
This sounds like the underhand bowl all over again, doesn't it?
Anybody else got a question that they would like to ask? And just finally, of course, we're in your hometown, home crowd, obviously in the stadium, hopefully, and I'm assuming some Kiwi fans will have come over from New Zealand as well. You're expecting some friends and family to be cheering you on as well from New Zealand?
Yeah, we know there's quite a few Kiwis coming over. We've got, I think, about 50 in our group that are coming over. They'll probably be in the hospitality, getting rowdy on Friday and Saturday night. But, it'll be awesome to see lots of people here in the stadium. It's a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity for fans and competitors to come and see it, and I don't think it's often we're going to see an event like this in the stadium again. And
for you guys, obviously, Team Australia, extra horsepower there for you with the fans cheering you guys on.
Yeah, it's going to be fantastic being in front of our home crowd. But I've definitely been booed by a lot of Kiwi fans in the past from some few Kiwi rivals in supercars. So it's going to be just fantastic to be to be in front of a home crowd, and the stadium's going to look fantastic when it's packed out. So hopefully, if there's still some tickets available, so come out and have a look and support us.
Thank you very much. I'm sure they will. Thank you so much for your time, Team New Zealand and Team Australia Supercars. Good luck this weekend.
There's another one here. See you on that.
No difficult questions.
Well, welcome to our third group. Great to have Team GB, Team Norway and Team Australia off-road with us now ahead of the event. We're going to come to the defending champions, the Solbergs, the father and son duo of Petter Solberg and Oliver Solberg. Great to have you in Australia, guys, defending the title in the Nations Cup. How are you feeling? Are you feeling confident coming into this weekend?
Confident, you know, it's so much bullshit behind the scenes here. They are trying to psych us out, you know, and but still, you know, the joy of being here, it's great, and we have also great memories from Australia from early days, you know, and I got actually engaged in Perth, you know, and it's great to be back here again. The atmosphere is fantastic, and I think it will be a really good weekend, huh?
Yeah, nostalgic for you, but you mentioned then that the mind games have already started, Petter. Who have you got your eye on? Who's been doing dirty tricks behind the scenes already?
No, it's normally only David.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it's nobody else. He's very competitive, you know, and but you know, this type of race of champions, you know, we're coming from, you know, like Sweden with the snow, and we're coming here now to full tarmac, but it's still enjoyable, and yeah. We hope for you know, sunshine. That's why we came here, and it's full snow and rain back home. So I hope we can have a great weekend with a lot of people coming, and so we can make a good show for them.
It was sunny enough for you and Travis Pastrana to get your budgie smugglers on Bondi Beach earlier in the week, though. So you're going full Aussie, Petter.
Honestly, it was very tight, and Kurt Busch and Oliver said, you know, you guys can do you and Pastrana because you guys doesn't have any future anymore, you know. So all the sponsors called us now and you know, stopped the contracts and everything, you know. But when we walked on the beach there, you know, all the girls are looking, and a lot of men also. But so it's it doesn't matter, you know. We are here to have fun, and of course Travis is always the front figure by all of these things, you know. He is up to everything. So great man.
He's the ringleader. So special, though, for you to be racing with your son again, defending the title. Oliver, how confident are you that you guys can take the hat trick?
It's like he said, I'm not very confident yet. You know, it's first time for me to do Race of Champions on tarmac. So I'm not a tarmac specialist, but I hope I can do well. And on practice now, it felt good and was good fun with a lot of different cars, different tires. So quite difficult, but yeah, I think we've been feeling good, and I think we can do pretty well. But you know, it's so close, and everyone is so fast, so it's definitely going to be tough.
I know you guys have been lucky. You've been out there already. DC, I wasn't going to mention it, but you did hit the barriers. Wow, you did a good job of that earlier this morning.
Yeah, no, I've sort of, well, we are upside down in Australia, so I had a little experience with that in the Polaris.
You okay?
Yeah, absolutely.
Ego still intact.
Thank you, darling. Yeah, no, absolutely fine. No, the safety is good here, so a lot of fun to be on the track, and looking forward to getting stuck in. So.
Have you rolled before?
I don't think I've rolled before.
So congratulations.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you very much. Yeah.
And DC, you've got a new teammate, a very last-minute call-up. Alistair, great to have you at Race of Champions Sydney. Your son was meant to be competing, but you're filling in again, and you two have had a little bit of history before, back in 2007, racing with DC at the Race of Champions.
Yeah, and we were probably in our 40s back then.
So you weren't put off saying yes to coming in?
No, I mean, obviously, it was a shame Max couldn't make it. He's younger and faster. But I reckoned if I'm teaming up with somebody in his 50s, then DC's the man to do that with.
How do you rate your chances then? Two wise, experienced drivers.
So far, not that impressive, but we're going to go back and we're going to watch some videos and maybe get some tuition. The simulator, yeah, and then we're going to come out fighting tomorrow.
Oh, I love it. Scotland fighting for it. Really great to have you both here in Race of Champions. Let's come to Team Australia off-road. Molly, born and raised in Sydney, surely this place is going to go wild for you. You're going to have extra support out there.
Yeah, I've definitely told a few people that they have to have Go Team Australia, but mostly Molly. So we'll see. We'll see if they listen to me. But no, I mean, it's just surreal to be racing in your hometown, especially somewhere like Sydney that's not known for its motorsport venues, to be able to bring everyone into such a well-known stadium. I think it's a huge coup for motorsport here in Australia to have all these guys come out and just the calibre of what we've got here today, the show the spectacle that's going to put on. So hopefully we'll do a lot for motorsport locally.
Toby, what about you? Coming here, it's impressive, isn't it? Driving through into the Accor Stadium and then walking out there. Amazing what they've done with the place, isn't it?
Yeah, for sure. It's unusual to not see an NRL football game going on out there. So to walk in and see tarmac, it's a completely different world of the desert of Dakar racing. So used to the wide open spaces, and I don't know what these barriers are yet. So I'm trying to avoid them, and just keep it nice and clean. And hopefully we show some good pace. If not, we'll have some fun and be entertaining. So it's exciting to have all these guys here, and plus the second group that are out there now, and to be racing against them guys. They're childhood heroes, and we're up here with them, and hopefully we can show a wheel everywhere we can.
Quite a surreal experience, I imagine. Have you had a chance to chat with some of the other competitors, or have you been so focused on your practice sessions that you haven't had a chance yet?
No, I've caught up with the boys a little bit, but because I'm quite new to all these cars and a bit of tarmac, I've tried to concentrate on that. But I'll close the ears a little bit because they're trying to psych us out, and the off-road side, it's I wish I had a little dirt section in the back there. We might have been all right, but everyone here is really good, really welcoming, and it's cool to share this experience with everyone, and first time here in Australia. So really looking forward to it.
Fantastic. And coming back to the Solberg pairing, defending champions, when you're in the Race of Champion Nations Cup, obviously competing together, and then it's all bets are off. And Oliver, you're switching nationality, aren't you, for the Champion of Champions debate? So
this is a very sensitive area for me personally.
Yeah. So intense rivalry. How are you going to switch from needing to work together to then trying to take your dad down?
Well, Frederick has understood very well to keep peace in the family. You know that one day I race for Norway and the next day for Sweden. But it normally, we win with the Norwegian flag, and I always do very bad with the Swedish flag. So I want to try to improve the Swedish flag a little bit to make my mom proud. But it's I always love it when we can team up. It's always very special feeling for me, and it's always emotional, and especially the last 2 years we won it together. It's a very unique and always special to do with your father, who is your hero. So I like the individual side also, but I love doing it together with Dad.
And are you still learning from your dad, or are you kind of like, no, Dad, lead me to it, I know what I'm doing?
I try to tell him to be quiet a little bit more now maybe than I did when I was young, but still there's a lot to learn in my career on the rally side, and still a lot of experience to be learned. So especially now with the new team and everything, I think you have to use the experience as much as you can, and he knows a lot of people, and it's good to share the experience, and I will always do it with my father. He's always the best.
Well, he pushed me very hard to go down in weight before this race, So
he's been very comfortable on the sofa lately, and I'm like,
not lately.
No, not late. Well,
I've been training
ish lately. And I told him, let's go out and try buggies or quad bikes or this and that. And he's like, nah, I'm okay. Sofa is comfortable. A glass of wine and this and that. And I was like,
that's different.
That's different. But you've been very impressive the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, David said I was looking good also.
Was that in the budgie smugglers or in the race suit? Yeah, nice. DC, your son is in racing action elsewhere this sort of weekend, isn't he? You trading tips and advice as well with your son now?
He, unsurprisingly, doesn't listen to me either, because apparently it's different nowadays. Left, right, throttle brake, I don't know, somehow it's different. But no, he's making his own way. I can only create the opportunity, and then it's in his hands.
Oh dear. Well, one day perhaps he'll be in a seat next to you here at the Race of Champions. There's something to aim for.
I'm 54 soon, so I don't know how much. Who's the oldest guy that's ever been here?
Tom Christensen, probably.
Oh, yeah.
We've got Louis Sharp, the youngest guy on the grid. Have you been chatting to him, DC?
Actually, I met him last year in Estoril. He was testing, when my son was testing, and he's great young talent.
That's the thing, isn't it, about this event? I mean, it launches some people's career. I mean, Heikki Kovalainen really was propelled onto the global stage because of Race of Champions.
There you go. It's like you wrote the press release.
I should have. I've definitely read it. So what do you make of the circuit, Alistair? I know you've been out there. Any bits that are particularly tricky, the way they've laid it out?
Just from the start to the finish.
Yeah, just that small little
apart
1K
from that,
stretch.
it's really good.
Yeah.
Yeah. The straight's quite easy. No, it is quite technical and tight. So I'm just trying to decide. DC says I have to stop driving like a rally driver and drive like a race driver, but I wasn't too clever at that either. So we might reverse back again. Just go sideways.
You're making it very technical. I feel like it could be simplified. So we're expecting great things from Team GB, even though it's a late partnership.
Yeah, we're going to win.
Oh, fighting talk, fighting talk. Let's get back.
Laugh as hard as that when you say it.
I saw some of the practice times, and DC, apparently you're fastest on the KTM, huh?
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, this is. I actually asked him for advice before. You know, I sat down in the sofa because.
I gave it to you.
Yeah, you did.
I always.
Yeah, but it's that car is you. It's incredible, you know.
We've had some questions in from fans. There are a couple. I'll ask one about switching places with another competitor full time. Who would it be and why? From the grid, Adam has asked this question. So if there was another racing discipline that you would like to have a go at full time, what would it be? Molly, perhaps you'd like to answer this one.
Of the people competing here?
Yeah.
I was going to say Loeb and Dakar.
Yeah, very nice, very nice. But I have to say, this layout, this sort of challenge in itself, Molly, perhaps will be a great place for you to showcase your skills because of the adaptability needed, given your experience of racing so far.
Yeah, I mean, it's nothing like the racing that I've done, and we've done 3 laps in every car, so yeah, we're set to go. Yeah, there's a lot to take in. Yeah, and a lot we're still figuring out, and no doubt we'll be figuring out on the night. So yeah, to jump in here, there's so much that you're taking on board for the first time, but it's an incredible experience. And yeah, if you're talking about trying to learn the most in a small amount, I don't think there's anywhere like this. Yeah, just trying to keep it neat, which is tricky. It's a lot more fun to drive it like a rally track, but yeah, trying to learn every different car and all the different things. Some are on the left-hand side, some we've got the wheel on the right-hand side. So yeah, there's 1,000 challenges, but that's why we're here. I'm very excited to be part of it all.
Toby, you're nodding along.
Like speed dating.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know who I like and I don't like already. Yeah.
Yeah.
You want to talk about it?
Well, no, don't. Everyone's got. All these young people must. You do speed dating, don't you? My generation, we had to write letters,
Send flowers. Yeah, yeah, lovely. That's how we're going to look at it then. Speed dating, the motorsport type. Toby, you were nodding along though. I feel like Dakar Rally is anything but keeping it neat. So how do you keep it neat in a stadium like this when you're used to just sand dunes and?
Yeah,
getting
for us,
not
there's
neat?
pretty much no chance. It's always for us hanging it out and going full gas. But in here, yeah, you got to be really precise and have a great technique. So yeah, it's definitely a challenge. But like I say, yeah, Molly was saying we've got 3 laps in each of the cars, and it's a very steep, quick learning curve. But yeah, we're going to just try our best and have a bit of fun. But yeah, for me, I'd love to try a Formula 1 car, but I think the size of me, I'm not going to fit in that thing. So they'd have to take the seat out and, yeah, have a go of it. But, yeah, it's cool to race against the guys from Formula 1 from all different disciplines of WRC. And, yeah, it's NASCAR. It's something pretty special.
It really is. Would anybody like to ask a question who's here in the press conference room? Just checking. As I mentioned, we have got fewer media here today because they have been called away to cover Cyclone Alfred. But we have had some questions in from the fans, and I'm going to ask our Australian locals. Favourite thing to do in Australia? Any tips for people who are here, perhaps coming to the event and want to do something in Sydney, maybe, Molly?
If you're in Sydney, it's the beaches, 100%. Run along the beach, go for a swim. Yeah, doesn't get much better than that in Sydney.
Thank you, Ali, for your question. And of course, if you're here, you want to come to the Accor Stadium to check out Race of Champions.
You might
Sydney.
even see one of these famous international race car drivers in budgie smugglers, so you never know.
I'm worried it might flood the beaches, everybody heading out to Bondi to try and find Petter Solberg and Travis Pastrana in their swimwear. Thank you so much for your time. Good luck this weekend, both in the Rock Nations Cup and, of course, as we just determine the champion of champions. Toby Price, Molly Taylor, Oliver and Petter Solberg, DC, David Coulthard, and Alistair.
I just want to say thank you to Sydney to take us into the stadium and into this town to be a part of it. It's great, and you've done a good job again, Frederick and Jesse. So we are very thankful to be here.
Stephen, I just want to introduce you. Stephen is the group director for Red New South Wales. Come up here and just say 2 words, and Petter is handing it over to you.
Thanks, guys. Thanks, Frederick. You guys have all talked about how much of an honour it is to be Race of Champions. We're honoured to have you guys here. It's been a journey of a couple of years dealing with working with Frederick to try and make this happen, but truly the most unique thing we've ever had in the venue. So we're really pumped. Can't wait for tomorrow night, and to have such a huge number of sort of the biggest names in world motorsport is an absolute privilege for us as a venue to have you guys here and putting it on the line and putting a great show on for the fans. So thank you. Can't wait for it. It's been a lot of work. We had a massive K-pop concert here only 2 weeks ago. We've built a racetrack here in a little under a week. We're going to rip that out and re-turf and be playing rugby league here in a couple of weeks. So, to all the team here at Venues New South Wales as well, I know everyone's worked really hard, and guys from TG as well, who've been working with Frederick and us to make this happen. It's awesome, and looking forward to it. Yeah, plenty of volunteers, and as you guys know, it takes a lot of people to make events like this happen. So thanks to everyone, and we're looking forward to it.
Thank you very much. Thank you, Stephen. Well, yes. Thank you very much, our 3 teams. And now we're going to have a final part of the press conference. I'd like to welcome up Team Germany and Team France.
Because if you leave now, it looks stupid. So we will sit there.
So a warm welcome to our final participants of this pre-event press conference for the Race of Champions Sydney. Team Germany, Mick Schumacher and Sebastian Vettel, and Team France, Sebastian Loeb and Victor Martins. Great to have you with us. Sebastian's having the time of his life, sitting and listening to the other competitors. Have you managed to get a little bit of an inside info when it comes to how the Solbergs are going to go racing this weekend and how you might be able to beat them?
No.
Excellent. How are you feeling? Because this is a special event, isn't it? The Race of Champions.
Yeah, it is. Obviously, it's a lot of fun, everything that happens behind this wall. It's great to hang out with the other drivers, and obviously special for me because I'm not, following a racing calendar anymore. So it's nice to see a lot of familiar faces and to get behind the wheel and have a good time. And it's incredible what Frederick and his team put together every year, nearly every year. And it's great to be in such an iconic venue, as mentioned before. I mean, my memories go back to the Olympic Games and seeing Cathy Freeman crossing the line and getting gold for Australia. I had no clue what it meant at the time. But it was very emotional and very powerful, so I still have that memory, and obviously nowadays understand how powerful it must have been for the whole of Australia. I've always liked coming here, but plenty of times to Melbourne, never to Sydney, so it's my first time, so there's lots to look forward to.
Absolutely. You mentioned, of course, you're not following a racing calendar at the moment, so are you feeling sharp? Are you kind of got straight back into it?
Getting there.
Yeah.
I mean, don't ask Seb, because he had a lap with me earlier, and I was probably hitting every potential barrier there was to hit.
Pushing the limits.
Yeah, well, trying to find a limit first. Maybe a bit rusty, but I think it's coming back. It's a bit like cycling. It's not, you don't forget how to do it. But a bit of fine-tuning, I would say. That's needed.
You've got a few hours to fine-tune. Partnering with Mick Schumacher, great to have you back at Race of Champions. A little bit different here, isn't it? Asphalt, not the snow and ice that we were used to in Sweden. Is this going to suit you?
I mean, it wasn't too bad when we were in Mexico on the tarmac there. So hopefully take that on and keep the momentum going from there. I think also Sweden was a very fun event. Different, obviously a bit more. I think lean towards rally drivers, but still I think we proved that we can also kind of keep up in some ways. Maybe a bit more difficult for them this time, so maybe hopefully we'll get the upper hand.
Or maybe, Sebastian, they are talking like the rally drivers are going to have the upper hand. How are you feeling coming into this weekend now that we're on tarmac?
No, I feel good. On snow, it was for sure. All the rally drivers had more experience. Here it's tarmac, so I think it will be maybe more equal. We saw in the morning that the times are really, really close between the drivers. So I think it will be interesting also to be in a stadium like this. It's amazing. The atmosphere and so on is always incredible in the stadium. So looking forward to be tomorrow. Happy to be back in the stadium on tarmac. I have some good memories from that in the past. So hopefully I will find the rhythm again.
And for you, Australia has some happy memories, obviously successful here in WRC, so hoping that you have some good fortune as well, I guess.
Yeah, sure. I have good memories from Australia. It's a place where we don't come very often because it's very far, but we came a few times for the rally. I have very good memories, some more complicated. I think the first year I came, I was like 6 minutes behind this guy, Peter. And the next year I was fighting with him for the victory, so that was a big step for me. It was at my first years. But yeah, it's always a place we enjoy to come. The atmosphere is great. The food also, the people. So yeah, it's a place we enjoy.
It certainly is. Victor, great to have you at the Race of Champions. What's your first impression of it all? Because it's a pretty big event, isn't it? It's pretty special.
Yeah, it's great. I think I got this invitation, and when I saw it, I was like, for sure, I need to do that race. Thanks to Frederick and Jesse, and for sure, ahead of my season in Formula 2, also it's a good warm up. I will say I need to get used to this time zone, and now to be racing with all these big names is nice. To compare yourself, have some good moments outside the racetrack also, and being in the stadium also is the first time, let's say, for me. In let's say motorsport, and I'm waiting to see all the fans and see how the show goes.
Because it's a lot of banter off track, but it's also a chance to talk to other drivers, to find out more about how they approach racing, and perhaps see maybe some of their tips and tricks as well to help you with your success this weekend.
Yeah, for sure. I think I spent some good times yesterday climbing the arbor with Seb, and we talk about a lot of things, how he approaches his career, how he approach a rally, how I do also in single-seater in Formula 2. And no, it's quite interesting also with... I'm waiting to also speak with other drivers to see how off-road rally goes and these kind of things. But for sure, it's a great event to meet good people and spend some good time.
I love that image, just having a quick chat with Sebastian Loeb at the top of the harbour bridge. Just while I've got you, can I just ask you a few things about your racing career? Sebastian, you've got so much experience in this event. Anybody that you're worried about who might be a big threat to taking the Champion of Champions status?
It's a few, but I think they are afraid of me because they already tried to destabilize me because they didn't hit the chicane.
You did?
No,
You did?
No, you lie.
Oh. You did? No. You did.
Okay, but yeah, I didn't. No.
Agree to disagree.
But
this is fake news. You see, he did. We had 2, and you won.
Real time fake news.
I'm pretty sure you did.
I don't think. But you hit it when I was sitting with you.
Every time.
Every time.
So hang on, Sebastian, you actually
every time we approached chicane together, I was thinking, he's going fast in, but yes, he pushed everything.
So you were actually giving him a passenger ride. It wasn't you were out there together. How did you decide to do that?
I needed some weight in the car, so I asked him to come along, and he was brave enough to do it.
Bit of ballast.
So Peter was like, no, thank you. And Seb was fine.
So Sebastian, just a few pointers for Sebastian Vettel then for how to go into the weekend. What would you advise him?
Yeah, but I think, like we said before, it's a lot of very good drivers are very experienced here, and to say who will be the fastest this weekend, I think it will be very close, and the battle will be interesting. So, for sure, I hope I will be able to fight in the front, but at the moment, no idea.
Victor's just mentioned that it's a good warm-up for F2. Mick, I know you're in the middle of WEC, already kicked off this season. This is going to help you for your season as well, just a few more hours and minutes out on track.
I mean, obviously cars are very different compared to the WEC cars, but obviously came from Qatar straight away to here. Got close to seeing Alfred give some big swell over to the guys surfing out there, so that was pretty interesting to see, and then flew out to here, I think it was yesterday morning. And so yeah, actually going straight back on Sunday to hop into another test with the WEC car. So it's pretty much full on at the moment. I was expecting a bit more of a calm year with only 8 races. So no, it's always a welcome opportunity. And thanks to Frederick and Jesse to obviously get me back here and allowing me to push their cars around and have fun with Seb in the Nations Cup.
Absolutely. And what do you make of the circuit? Any tricky spots, do you think?
Yeah, I mean, it seems like everybody's been testing the limit a bit. I mean, I think DC was probably the one who's gone the furthest.
He's done that all for you, so you now know where that limit is at that particular
Yeah, exactly.
part.
No, but it's really good fun, and being in Sydney in the stadium is obviously a bit of different feeling, and it's a really, really nice one. Anyways, like coming to Australia, so it was obviously a no-brainer to come here.
Yeah, and of course you guys working together for Team Germany, and then it all goes to individual stuff on Saturday. Who's going to come out on top? Who's going to be the champion of champions? Sebastian Vettel?
Well, hopefully one of us. Obviously, we work together, as you said, for the nations. Yeah, I think we are very happy to exchange everything, all the impressions we get. By now, I'm not so sure I can contribute that much of advice because I'm hitting all the barriers. But I'm sure it's going to be better tomorrow.
Do the opposite of what I do, Vic.
No, it's very difficult to say who's going to come out on top. Every year there's surprises, and I'm sure that this race of champions is no different. So we will see. But that's the fun of it.
Exactly, that is the fun of it. We've had a question in on social media from Alita saying to all of you to answer, would you prefer racing on snow or asphalt? Sebastian Loeb.
For me, what I always enjoyed in the rally is that it's changing. I like driving on snow, but not only. Then switching to asphalt and to gravel was what I always loved in the rally. It's to change, to have new experience all the time. So honestly, I prefer to slide. So if I have to decide to have fun somewhere, I will prefer to go on snow. But yeah, that's my opinion.
Hopefully still some sliding this weekend for us as well. Got a little place to do donuts as well. Looking forward to putting on a show for the fans that come. We know you're quite good at donuts, Seb.
Yeah. Well, if you have a reason to put a show on, you have a reason to do donuts. Otherwise, I think the penalties here in Australia can be quite harsh for donuts. So I don't know if they would be happy if they take our car away. So we leave the donuts to the people that I think do well in here and not outside. Yeah. So
snow or asphalt for you?
Asphalt or snow? I mean, obviously I've spent most of my life on asphalt. I've had little excursions to snow, but it's a lot of fun. So I've probably learned how not to slide. And on snow you need to slide. So it's a bit counterintuitive, but I think I can see what Seb's trying to say with the mixture of surfaces as really being nice because you alternate and you change. But obviously I fell in love with asphalt, so if I had to pick between only those two, I'd probably pick asphalt.
Victor, what about you? Have you had a chance to do some racing on snow and ice?
Actually, never. So let's say I'm used to tarmac with my single-seater carrier. So I would say if there is another one in Sweden or Finland, I will be in for sure. I would like to be part of it.
Get Petter to invite you up and go and have a go in ice driving.
Sorry?
Get Petter to invite you up to have a go.
No, for sure. If I can experience some ice driving, I will come for sure. I've got a few moments where I could have get this opportunity, like just for fun, but I never could achieve this. So for sure, if I have it next time, I will go.
Definitely. And Mick, what about you? Do you prefer the asphalt surface or snow and ice?
I mean, the second time we went to Sweden definitely went pretty well, actually, for me. So it was pretty fun. I did enjoy the rally cars on the snow and ice, and then obviously the tarmac is more leaning towards what we're doing and what we feel comfortable on. And again, I think it levels out the playing field a little bit towards the rally drivers. So I would say also the tarmac would probably be my preferred racing condition just because it's more fun.
I must just say, Mick came with me in the rally car when we were very, very young in Sweden. And your sister also. So you started actually a bit early to get snow in.
Yeah, no, definitely always
I
when.
don't think you remember, but we strapped you in anyway.
He'll forget it. That's good.
No, it's great training. Obviously, like for driving metrics and like motorics is just I think one of the best exercises you can have. And doing that in a rally car is obviously a bit different because you have the four-wheel drive, but it's still a good, feeling and sensation to get just to also improve in conditions like if it's chucking down out of buckets. It's obviously a good skill to have.
Absolutely. Would anybody like to ask a question here in the press conference room? No, I think then that completes our day. Time to go and watch the others practice out there so you can see anyone's weaknesses or strengths. You're going to go and watch the practice later? Of course, yes. Diligent students that you are. Good luck this weekend to everybody. Thank you all for your time and enjoy the Race of Champions Sydney.
You haven't met before?
No, hey mate, Blake, how are you?
Nice to meet you.
Blake. I'm sure you haven't seen. Oh, maybe it's Sydney.